Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Pants Optional. It's Pop Code HQ's Zoom interview segment where we chat with comic book creators in the industry who are making things happen and get the lowdown, but from the waist up. I'm Jason Bennett, chief editor and writer of Pop Code HQ. We have a special Kickstarter Spotlight edition of Pants Optional. Today, I'm kicking it with creator-writer Justin Richards. Justin wrote the critically acclaimed series Finger Guns at Vault Comics. Now he's taking a dip in the Kickstarter pool with I Only Have Eyes for You, an original modern superhero graphic novel, which goes live on November 2nd. Justin, how are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing awesome. A little rainy, but nice and cozy inside. Hey, man, let's talk comics. I looked over what you gave me with the script and the some of the images, the character designs, great looking stuff. So it's one hero with all the superpowers, but none of the control. I can already tell you've already got this really defined universe that you're trying to establish, as well as a lot of kind of a coming of age stories. Your hero's learning to use his abilities and almost like fulfilling his destiny in a way. Is that kind of right?
Yeah, the character focus, like this is a story about like discovering yourself, learning how to accept certain things about yourself and kind of how to like deal with destiny as far as maybe, a superhero of this sorts could possibly do so.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, it looks great. I can't wait to see a whole lot more of it, especially when the campaign launches and we'll actually have some more images to include in this video for later on. So from where did the concept of this world originate? And what can you tell us about your cast of characters like Link Little, Jade Tempest, and the Paladin Pals?
Yeah, so this kind of birthed out of just my idea when I was like, what if I was going to do original superheroes, how would I do it? Because you've seen them done every which way you can think of. And I came up with that concept of like, oh, what if he was capable of anything, but only against one person? So that therefore negating a lot of it and making this other person a big necessity as far as achieving greatness, potentially, or achieving dreams. Because Link, our main character, he from the time he's a little kid, he's a huge superhero nerd, loves it, wants to be a superhero, and then struggles while he's growing up with, oh, I do have powers, but I can't ever seem to figure out how to make them work again or how to repeat them. And like, they're always different. And so growing up with that of this, like, oh, I have this dream and it feels achievable, but it's not. And then like back and forth and trying to come to terms with what he settles into, which is kind of a normal life when we first meet up with Link as an adult. So therefore, he's kind of given up on dreams, and we'll see how his dreams can come back and hopefully be fulfilled.
Yeah, growing up can really crush a lot of people's dreams. Um, not just limited to comic book stories. Hey, with only a small peek of some of the illustrations from the character designs you let me see, dude, I'm blown away. You could sell this book on the artwork alone. It's freaking mind blowing. I mean, the character designs you shared look dope as hell. Very crisp, sharp, so well defined, instantly recognizable characters that you'll see throughout. Hell, I could easily see someone cosplaying as Jade Tempest or a Time Signature or something. It's so great, such great looks. How did your creative team come to assemble for this book? And what's it like working with them individually as well as collectively?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this creative team. I met Jimmy during quarantine on a group chat that I was invited to, and he and I just hit it off. And I had been working on this pitch for a little bit and kind of told him about it, and he was just blown away. He was like, I love it. That's so cool. And so his passionate response to the pitch, I was like, well, that's the kind of artist I want, is somebody who's excited to do it with me. And so Jimmy's just been bringing the fire, killing it on this whole thing. I gave him pretty basic character descriptions, and he's just taken off with it on all of them. Our villain Jade Tempest, as you've talked about, she's my favorite design. She's just so badass and so iconic looking, and you haven't even seen her final form.
Right.
And it's so cool. Like, I'm like legitimately excited about everything that Jimmy's doing. And as far as the colorist Alex Santolo and our letterer Tobin Rassicot go, I put out some calls on Twitter for needing colors and letters, and got lots of responses, and their portfolios are what stood out. And especially the way that Alex, his color palette is really excited Jimmy. So like the two of them are really syncing up and putting everything together on this. And so it's just going to be honestly a killer team top to bottom, and I'm really excited to evolve. If I was going to put this book in someone's hands, I'm glad I found the team that I did.
Yeah, and it's going to look great because once this video is all edited, people are already going to, they're going to see flashes of different sample images that I'll put in the video, and they'll agree right along with both of us on the look at this. It's phenomenal. So what kind of tiers do you have planned for your campaign, or other than like a digital copy or a print copy of the book? Are there some special things people can look forward to, or what do you have planned for us?
Yeah, so we've got some basic stuff with like my previous works. You can get finger guns and this book, or I did another Kickstarter earlier this year that was
that the Silent Night, or okay,
yeah, it's called The Silent Night. It's a zine about depression and anxiety, and it's just got killer art by some of today's top artists and stuff like Daniel Warren Johnson and Liana Kangas and the like. So that one, I'll have a 3-pack of all of that with finger guns, so somebody can get kind of the full Justin Richards experience. And from there, we've got prints, and we might have an enamel pin. I'm still working on the pen right now, but I think it's going to come through. And then from there, the coolest thing that we're going to have, in my opinion, is we're actually teaming up with Rootless Coffee Company, who already does awesome. They make great coffee, and they do awesome art, comic book, like they hire comic book artists to do the art for their bags. And so we partnered with them to do the same. So we're going to have an exclusive bag of coffee that you can pick up with original art by Jimmy that deals with I Only Have Eyes for You. So it's pretty cool. It's got Link and everything going on.
Man, that's insane. Well, I mean, you're in Oregon, so definitely, I'm sure a coffee lover. I'm originally from Seattle, so that's my tier, baby. That's it. Yeah. That has me all over it. Dude, that's awesome. Hey, so where are you at right now in the production process? Is it completed? Do you still have pages that need to be done? And what's sort of the timeline do you have with regards to its completion, as well as your estimation when you expect fulfillment for the project?
Yeah, we're still very much in the early stages of production. Jimmy is he's been wrapping up on another Kickstarter project that he just had successfully funded called Gooseberry. It has a much longer name with it as well. It's like the New Amsterdam. So I forget the whole thing, but you can find it pretty easily by searching for Gooseberry or looking at Jimmy's page. But yeah, so he's working on that. We're working on all the designs for like the coffee bag, and we have a bookmark, we're doing a foil bookmark that we're going to have available as well. Just things like that. Like, we're working on a lot of the peripherals, however you want to say that. But yeah, so the pages are coming, but they are in the early stages. So we're just basically going to be working from the moment the Kickstarter launches till Jimmy gets done. So we expect probably 6 months or so for Jimmy to draw the book. So we're hoping to be able to get stuff in people's hands by summer. Like, well, I'm hoping for early summer, probably gonna anticipate late summer and hope for the better end of it. But so June of 2022 to August, somewhere in that range, is my anticipated delivery date for everything.
Okay, nice, nice. It's good that you I figure this far ahead. You're kind of time on it. You're trying to work and make all this happen. Now, I think it's safe to assume that any future plans you may have are subject to the response from the campaign. But do you have more stories, more of the superhero world on deck? And
Oh yeah.
if this is successfully funded, which I have no doubt that I will, would you consider pitching your book to a publisher?
Yeah, so original superheroes are a tough pitch for publishers these days. So I tried pitching this to a couple of spots,
Okay.
didn't get the best response, just because the second they hear original superhero, they're like, oh, that's kind of not what anybody wants to do if they're not Marvel or DC. But I definitely have. I believe I currently have 3 volumes and a spinoff planned for this series. So if we fund, I will definitely be taking it to a publisher. And even if they don't want it, I will still come back to Kickstarter and make all 3 of these volumes for sure, because it's a story I'm really excited to tell. That it's also like the first story that I've ever had 3 volumes planned out ahead of time. When the concept came, my brain just clicked and it went, oh, we could do this, and then we could do this, and then we could do this. And yeah, so it's definitely become, rather than just a story about one guy, it's definitely become a universe that I'm hoping to build and expand on, for a long time, hopefully.
Well, it sounds like I'm really excited for this. Just from the previews that you sent alone, um, there's enough in those images to make me want more, to see more of what's happening. Who are these characters? What's going on? I definitely want to dive headfirst, and I'm sure a lot of people will. Hey, Justin, thank you so much. Everybody, go and check out the Kickstarter campaign for I Only Have Eyes for You. Check this out, man. It's going to be some fire. Don't want to miss this. Justin, thanks for taking the time, man.
Nah, thank you for having me, and thank you for anybody that supports the project. We appreciate it, and we're really excited about it.
Awesome, man. Awesome.